right, let's go.
Okay, you ready to go?
Why not?
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, and I didn't do this, I'll do it again. There we go. The official clunk. Okay, is there any public comment? Okay, Stephanie.
Hi, Lori, do you want my name?
Oh, yes.
Stephanie Meister, 3806 Amberton Way.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hi, so I want to make sure that everybody understands that this is coming from a great place. So I want to know if we are changing our process for putting people on various commissions.
No.
So the reason I ask is that with the EAC in December, we had 2 new members or board members, part of the commission. All of a sudden, they were in and they were voted in.
Yeah.
And there was no, so just to, and Maggie, look, I
No,
just want
you're
to
right.
find out.
Yeah,
I'm shaking my
that's
head
right.
going,
That's correct.
yeah.
That's correct.
Okay, yeah. So I'm asking, when we, with Parks and Rec, we ran an ad, a request on the website, social media, notifying people that we wanted candidates for the board.
Hmm.
With the 2 empty seats, which by the way, one of them was given up because one of the members there, or the board members, hadn't shown up.
Are you talking about Park and Rec or EAC?
No,
She's talking about the.
I'm talking
Okay.
about the 2
Yeah.
new members to the EAC
Yep.
were voted in, correct me here, Lori, December or January, one or the other.
They were, that's right, they were on the
And
agenda. And
we
we
knew
didn't,
nothing about it, so that all of a sudden, I came to a township meeting and here they were. We now have somebody who just resigned from the board of the EAC. I would like to know what the process is for the EAC, what the process is going to be for the Parks and Rec, and what the process is going to be for any other commissions that are part of Buckingham Township. That's number 1. And the second question is, we had a lively group of people who here at for Parks and Rec, a lot of people, far more than the board, right? So like, what is it, 5, 6 people for the board?
We don't know yet. This is a new
No,
board. We don't
the
know yet.
resolution, to your point,
Yes.
the resolution I think says 5 members, right?
It currently
Here's my
says
question.
5.
Huh?
So
Yeah,
the
it currently
next
says
question would, thanks, Dana. So the next question would be, I understand that some municipalities, they have associates. So subgroups, so that, for instance, we discussed at the EAC, we would really like to do a shade tree commission, right, Maggie?
Yeah.
And we said it would be better if it came under the auspices of the
And we-
EAC.
And we haven't talked about it because tonight's our
I
first,
understand
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I mean, it was just happened this Wednesday.
I
But
told Brittany already.
Okay, what I'm asking is that so the second part of my question is, if there were more people who are interested in being part of a commission, because I know there are people who are interested in being part of EAC, maybe if we put out ads for this newly open position at the EAC on the board, we will get 10 people who are asking to be part of it. Do we have to limit it to just 1? Can we then have, a subgroup that would be the associates? And so by engaging our community, can we bring them in, fill up our township supervisor meetings and let people be more a part of it, but also fill up our commission? So the first question is, how are we going to fill the seat for the EAC that's just been opened up? How are we going to address the fact that there were 17 people who applied for this position at the Parks and Rec? You're
I
going to
have a
limit
list.
that. What are we going to do with those extra people?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so we did not follow the process and I'm glad you brought it up. We just,
Do you mean,
I
for,
mean,
let's
I knew
specify
them,
for the
the
EAC? Right.
Jim recommended them, I knew them, I recommended them to the board and the board saw the resumes and said, yes, no, we did not bring them in. But that happened in November, December. And that's why they were on that, so everybody
And
should
this
come
is
in.
this is a
Diane didn't even know about
So-
it. She's the co-chair.
Huh?
Diane didn't even know about it, and she's the co-chair with Jim.
Diane didn't know about it. We talked about it at the EAC meeting.
I was there. I didn't. No. Before you brought the new people in. Owen and
I
Cindy.
don't know.
I
I
never
haven't-
met Cindy until
Anyway.
the first board meeting.
One way or the other, maybe we no, not maybe, we didn't stick to the process that we said, oh, this is the process, and we're doing it with the Park and Rec. So yes, send in a resume, the board meets,
Yeah.
we chat about it, the board.
This is kind of a new board. We haven't had
And
a Park and Rec board for a long time.
It's not new,
That's not my
John.
question.
It's
But
been
you're-
there.
You're
It's
asking
been there,
about
but Mike, there's no
process, and
mission.
that
That's
needs-
There's
not
no
my
mission.
question.
There's no
No,
mission.
my question was, with the EAC, which is not a new board,
Hmm?
2 new people came on and no one knew about it or had a chance to
Okay.
offer up a resume. That was my question.
Okay.
I don't know.
But I
Yeah.
thought they kept going to the EAC, and EAC, it came
Oh, it was
And
at
as
at
that
the-
EAC
Yes.
really wanted them, and could they have them, and
Yes.
you
That's
Jim
ended
came-
up doing it a
That's
little
what we saw.
differently
That's
than you
not-
normally
but
do.
That's not fair.
That's
Oh no,
not-
I'm just saying that that's
Yeah, I
how
understand.
that happened.
Okay.
You know,
So,
they
but
were
you know
special
what?
people
Let's.
and they were chosen, but that's
We
not
can
the
take them
process.
off.
But they were
We can
chosen
take them
by
off
you
EAC.
guys.
I can take them off
I
EAC.
don't know.
Yeah,
And
her
that's
her
not what
question.
that's not what I'm saying.
No,
Mike.
that's
Okay.
not what you're saying. Your question is, what's the process? We didn't follow the process the way we should have there admitted it. The process is they send in resumes, we sit around. This was just incredibly awesome. Mike, I can't see your face, but it was fantastic to have all those people. And it's certainly
Yeah.
something that the advertising, we met them. We'll talk about it when Mike gets back. No, I guess, yeah. And
We'll talk about it tonight.
and the committee has already made some recommendations, and I'd like to talk to Lisa and
Louis.
Uh,
Louis.
Louise about it, because I thought the people recommended were great, and I thought there were a couple other people that really stood out also on there. So that's something we need
Yeah, it's a lot of people.
to decide if
Yep.
how do we feel about, and we're not doing it during public comment, how do we feel about enlarging, I'm not in favor, well, it's public comment, I'm making my own comment. Do we want to enlarge? That's not the discussion here, but the process is, put your resume in,
Wait. The process is announce that there's an opening.
yeah, advertise.
Submit
Yeah.
your resume, and then the next part of the process I'm unclear about, but I want to make sure.
Come
that
and meet
people-
the supervisors, just like tonight.
Okay.
Okay.
I
And we did not, and to your point, we did not do that for the EAC. But I have to say, I mean, there were emails from Jim, and it wasn't just Jim to me. I can go back and look, but Jim sent emails out about those other two people, but
I'm on every email that he
I
sent
know.
out to the group, but I
Well.
didn't get it.
Hmm.
So, but the question is, the question is about the process, which is advertising.
Yeah.
People submit their resume, and then my next question is, what are the possibilities of keeping the people who are interested and making subgroups? I know, because you have to follow certain setups. according to-
resolutions.
I mean, can you just say, as a board, let's do associate?
No.
Okay.
You can't. So it is something for us to talk about, not to give you an answer.
Yeah, right.
There's no answer.
I
Yeah.
think the other thing, though, I just wanted to say too, because I know I can clarify, is that sometimes we get resumes in when there's no openings. So we do hold them also. So like, sometimes when there's no openings, we'll hold them. And then when an opening comes up, the staff will like bring them up and we might bring them in. So I know even in Park and Rec, there was someone that had, one of the candidates had actually put it in way before we put an ad out there. and they had put in a resume, but at that point we weren't taking them. So when you guys did like the ad for Park and Rec, we reached out to that person in particular because we knew that they had an interest that was, 4 months old or that kind of thing. So I just say too, with like EAC, with anything, like we do hold on to people also who have already applied and let them know. So it's not, that does happen sometimes where like someone's been applying for planning commission for like 4 years, but there's never an opening, and then there becomes an opening. So
Yes, well, I mean, that's good to know.
so it's
But
just that's
still
the
not-
only thing that's a
But
little
that
different.
wasn't the question. The question was, what is the process when there's an opening? And do we let the entire township know that there's an opening? And then what is the process when they submit the resume? That's what I want to know. And would you please consider, or what do we have to do to keep some of this interest by keeping some of the people who are interested in participating, even if they don't make it onto the board?
Which is what I suggested to them
Well,
tonight.
they can always attend the meetings. There's no prohibition of attending meetings.
I understand that, but the more people who are connected sometimes, the more buy-in you get. So that if you have lots of different projects that you're doing, you're gonna have a lot of people who are participating and heading up different projects, as we well know, right? Yeah, okay, thank you so much.
So for those of you that just showed up, we had people come in tonight that wanted to be on Park and Rec, and we all interviewed them. And Mike, and I'm not going to speak for Lisa, thought we should have just approved the group of people that, well, Lisa and Louise and Mike had picked. And, I've never put someone, I'm not going to start a new board with people that I've never met before, especially when I don't know what the new board's mission is yet. And Lisa, that's something you're going to just explain to us in writing in the near future.
I got one ready for you.
Okay, perfect. That's all we
Yeah,
need.
John, there's a mission statement that's been out for over 8 years.
Yeah, it's on the website.
Yeah, that was for the last one. Yeah.
This is a pitch deck.
Oh, is
for
this
you.
right off the township website?
No, it's
No,
our
they
own.
wrote it.
plan
No, that's what they
Louise
came up
had
with.
made
Oh,
since
good.
our last
Okay, because
meeting.
Mike said there's an 8-year mission statement. So.
Well, there's a general
It's a very
mission.
general.
Okay.
I do have that in there.
But
Yeah.
you wrote
Okay.
this, right, Lisa?
yeah, that's all my
Good. So
stuff.
that's right. That's new. Perfect. And then I don't know. I haven't been to, like we used to have. How many people were short on a board? I don't know if that's still on there or not.
It says
It's on the website still.
Yeah, it's still on the
Several
website, yeah.
boards that still have vacancies.
Yep. So perfect. Okay.
So,
Okay. Good. Thank you, Lisa. Okay. Barbara has a question. Oh, Lisa has a question or
Okay,
public
this-
comment.
This is relative to the same thing though. So.
Yeah, you can go first.
Sorry, so that was a very good point. And you doing great stuff. But my other question is, when you get these boards and their term limits, right, on how, and when those expire, do those people automatically get renewed?
They
Or does
can.
that open up to, like, here's one that's open, so maybe somebody else could take that position?
wow.
Normally,
We ask them if they'd like to renew.
Okay, so once you're on, you're like on for life if you want to be, I'm not saying there's a problem with
Right.
that.
Yeah,
correct. Yep.
Yeah,
So you moved to the nursing home,
yeah, okay. But no, thank you for bringing that up, procedures and following them consistently.
yeah. And it's a good reminder. Yeah. Oh,
Same-
Lisa. No, Lisa, go
Same
ahead.
question. Yeah.
Wait.
If it all has to do with the same thing, Lisa can go. If it has to do with Park and Rec.
Tom Cicciarelli, 5032 Jennifer Court. With regards to people that, are re-upped on the boards, the reason a lot of that happens, especially on planning commission, zoning and other boards, is there's a continuity. There's people actually,
And
Been
Tom
on
is
for
on
many
the
years.
Tom is on the zoning hearing board.
Absolutely.
So they're just
and I'm on with people who, when an application comes up, they can talk about something that was, we did this about 20 years ago. This is the way we originally had decided. And so I think there's a continuity to it. So it's not like in perpetuity that we just throw people on and they stay there, well after they're useful. It's actually that there is a continuity and there's a knowledge. It's sort of like being elected to the supervisor's position or any governing body. We all know as a mayor, all that stuff. And the problem is that, you know, it takes you years, as you guys know, to understand everything that actually occurs with regards to the governing body. Because you're not exposed to everything just within one term or 1 year. So, you know, continuity is a big thing and knowledge and experience are another. Thank you.
Okay.
That's a good point.
Lisa Bro, 3352 Dark Hollow Road. Speaking about all these commissions and all that, I think, you know, the reason why people want to be on these is because they're looking to get back to their community, you know, meet with these like-minded people on this board, to your point, learn from others on this board who have served on it, what have they gone through. So I'm on the Ag Security Commission. I've been on it for 5 years and we've never met, and I just wanted to request a meeting.
I'll have a meeting with you. Do we have something on the agenda?
Well, I have some properties that I would like to propose for the ASA areas.
Okay, have they applied for ag
Well, I would
security?
like to be able to explain that process to them. What does that look like? What are the benefits? Are we, you know, to me, when a farmer does that specifically, or a property owner, they're looking for, it's kind of the first process in land preservation.
Correct. Yeah.
So to me, half of the battle, or, you know, part of the process in land preservation is securing it from development, but the other half is, how are we supporting the farmer? How are we keeping it in ag? How are we keeping it economically viable? And if we're not having that conversation with the landowner or the farmer,
Yeah, I mean, traditionally,
it's a loss to me. I think it's-
traditionally Maggie's board, okay, reaches out to people, and if they're not on ag security, then we have them apply to it, and then we all meet and we agree that they should or shouldn't be on it, and we've never denied anybody on being on ag security, but
Well,
that's what ag
So
security
you guys
is about.
do meet to talk about that, but our commission doesn't.
Yeah.
No,
the
No.
Agricultural and Open Space Preservation Committee is the beginning of it, John is saying.
Yeah.
I'm hearing you talk about something else that I think is important, and I'd like to talk to you about it.
Farmers having a voice,
but
having an ability to
Yeah, but-
attend a meeting, because I think that was one of the things in this new procedure was for people who want to be on these boards or commissions to attend meetings. How do we know if we don't have, I mean, I talk to a lot of farmers, and I know there's a lot of them that they're facing issues, and where, you know, I know they can come to public comment, but we don't really have a commission or a committee to come and have those conversations.
But you
And
can-
I'm not done. And as a, you know, a young farmer here, I'm a first generation farmer, you know, born and raised here. To me, that's an opportunity. Why I joined the ag and wanted to be was to meet my fellow farmers and have resource. That's why our farmers that are still in existence today are successful, because they have that resource and they're able to share resource. And me as a young farmer, I would love to have those lines of communication.
Maybe there's something that you could do. Remember, we used to have the farmers' dinner that
yeah, Bernie would do
Bernie
that,
O'Neill
yeah.
used to always host
Well,
every year and things
can,
like that.
Yeah, they can come to the.
So maybe
Well,
there's something that the township
well,
can
we're-
do with
we're
that.
having-
There used to be a thing. I was just thinking.
Our
'cause you
local
said
state
that. Our
representative. did it.
local state rep used to have a thing, like a farmers thing each year, where and
Bernie
it would
did
have
it, and Mike did it.
yeah.
So Lisa,
And it used to have like issues that were facing the farmers, and all the farmers were invited, and the government people, and that kind of
yeah.
thing.
So,
So I don't know. Maybe
but
some.
ag
Just
security.
thinking something like
like-
that might be good, because
Yeah.
it'd be even bigger than just ag security. It would be a
Yeah,
meeting
just
on like
With the
farming
yeah,
and that kind of
that'd
thing.
be-
Well,
and
I don't know.
We can
the thing
do
we
it.
need to be
We can
talking
do
about
it with
is if we're
the.
preserving this land. How is it being farmed? How is it going to be economically viable? Like, what's the incentive of people doing land preservation if it's not going to be economically viable?
We could do it with the new.
Or farmed,
With the
'cause we
new
have a lot
when
not
we
in
have the
compliance right now.
Department of the hunting.
I hear ya.
We can
Yeah,
do it.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
Lisa,
that's a
you
problem.
don't. So what you meant? You may not understand this, but like our family is in ag security. We never went before the board because we didn't do it through the process of preserving the land. We just did it for our right to farm reasons, which
Right,
means
that's
And those
the
are
point.
examples I would like to be doing it
right.
for.
But that doesn't. That's our board for ag security is the part during her process of preserving the land. Like anybody should
Okay,
go.
but you're saying we do preserve land and they do these things, so why aren't we meeting?
Because a lot of the people who we've preserved their lands filed for ag security years ago. It's only for new people that are trying to preserve their land that are not in ag security. Then we have to review it and we say yes. We've never said no. But a lot of people just go out and file for ag security on their own. And you do that so your neighbors can't complain about you harvesting at 10 o'clock at night or having lights
Yeah,
going.
I know.
Yeah, you know,
I know what it is.
But
Very familiar with
the board you're on meets when Maggie says this person wants to preserve their 50 acres. They've inherited it from their uncle. It's never been under ag security. Then we review it and we say, yeah, it should be in ag security because it's still being farmed.
And I think what we could do too, when we have it, is defining those areas. Are we being strategic about it? Are there properties that we want to obtain too? Like, are we talking about that?
That's this board over here. That's Maggie's board.
Okay.
That's,
Well, I know
yeah.
they don't really meet that often either. So
Yeah.
again, I don't think there's many opportunities for people who are interested in this or farmers who are looking for support to talk about these things and have issues. There's really
Yeah,
no
anybody.
space to do that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, right now we have no, for years and years and years, we've preserved property. We have 6,000 acres of preserved
I
property.
think Buckingham has preserved more properties than other township. in the
Yeah,
county.
but
No one's debating.
yeah,
the
but at
land
this point right
preservation.
now, there's just nothing in the pipe right now.
So.
But maybe there
can I
could
jump
be.
in here?
That's your point.
Can I jump in?
That's
Well,
your
there's-
point. Okay,
Hey,
I
Can you guys hear
get
me?
your point.
can you guys hear me?
Yes, Mike, we can hear you.
All
Okay.
children want to support.
Wait, stop. Mike is talking. Go ahead, Mike.
Sorry, guys. Maybe this is a great opportunity. I think Lisa brings up some really good points about how it seems like we really pride ourselves on our farms, but at the same time, there doesn't seem to be a great outlet for farmers to have their voices heard. Maybe this is an opportunity while we're talking about committees and commissions. I know Soulberry has a farmers one. Maybe this is an opportunity for us to discuss, since we do have so many farms and farmers, to discuss adding a commission similar to that farmers commission that they have in Soulberry.
We'll talk about it.
Okay, so
Yeah, we'll talk
we
about
just get,
Yeah.
can we have a meeting then? Is that something we can get scheduled for the ag?
You want an ag security meeting?
I would like to meet my fellow members on it. I would like
Okay,
to have
we'll
that
set up.
meeting.
We will set up an
Okay.
ag security meeting.
Lori, I know you're on it.
Yep, because Lori has property. Yep. So
All good
okay,
points, and
okay.
I wrote them down because I want to do
Okay,
something
so
with the
should
preservation
I
committee.
expect an email of when that meeting's gonna happen?
Yep.
Okay. Awesome, thank you.
Perfect.
Okay. Barb?
Seems to be a process, night to night. Yeah, so I wanna talk about the zoning, zoning enforcement and wondering what the procedures are for that. And if there's a set process of when someone makes a complaint, what the feedback is, and if it comes back as negative, that something needs to be enforced. It's not a question about the Hatfields and McCoys, which we've had several neighbors, like they're doing this and the other neighbor's doing this, but there's no zoning violation. It's just a personality kind of thing, ownership neighbor kind of issue. But if it's something has been defined as not within compliance of the zoning, what's the procedure for feedback and enforcement? And is there a time frame in the process? Are there formal processes for that?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely formal processes for zoning violations. But if a complaint is taken, our zoning officer, who kind of stands on her own, normally investigates it.
And that's Lisa Gerhart.
That's Lisa. Honestly, our procedure is usually to send a nice letter out, because sometimes people don't realize they're violating the zoning ordinance, or they didn't do something like that. So we usually have the nice letter. Depending on the feedback, if they come in and they're working on it and we're working with them, we'll try to get that done. If they ignore us or there's something or whatever happens and it continues and it rises to level, then there's a notice of violation that goes out that our zoning officer puts out. And then they have a certain time in the law to cure that. If not, then,
They have 30 days to appeal
Yes.
their notice of violation.
then they can appeal. They can appeal to the zoning hearing board if they want. So it's a whole process, but that's different than like,
Because I can give you a behind the scenes, I could give you where that has not happened.
Well, there's one
Well,
other trick to this.
yeah.
okay?
Yeah, let's know
So that if you find that if someone finds that they're not happy with the township's decision vis-a-vis a zoning issue.
But that's the person themselves. So what
Let
about?
me-
No,
let me-
no,
let me
no.
finish,
Okay.
okay?
There's another
If
one.
a person decides, I complained to the township and the township didn't do anything about it, I'm unhappy about that, all right? They can then send a notice to the township with a copy of a complaint they want to file against the person for the zoning violation and basically say, unless you prosecute this zoning violation within 30 days, we're gonna file it individually. And if that 30 days goes by and the township doesn't do anything, then that person has the right, under the law, to prosecute the zoning violation individually.
The neighbor, you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the person who
That's,
made the complaint.
But doesn't that let the township off the hook, kind of? If I understood you correctly, so if somebody goes and complains about a neighbor who's breaking has a zoning violation, okay? And then the neighbor is told, the neighbor who complains, then you have another neighbor who calls and complains and they said, yes, we had gotten notice about that particular person. And then we sent them a letter, they didn't do anything about it, and now that person has gone ahead and keeps violating it. And so then the second person, they're told, you need to file a new
No.
complaint.
no,
No.
Oh, yes,
no.
because I can say that.
What, I will try and,
Yeah.
give an example like you're giving.
Okay,
Neighbor comes in and says, my neighbor is violating zoning ordinance or doing whatever.
Mhm.
Township looks at it and says, yeah, that's really not a violation of zoning ordinance. So we're not gonna send a nice letter. We're not gonna send an enforcement notice because we don't think there's a violation. If the neighbor that complained believes the township's wrong, it believes, no, there is a violation, they can then send basically a copy of a complaint that you would file in common pleas court to the township and say, if you don't enforce this, because I think there's a violation here, despite the township not thinking there's a
what if the
violation.
township has
Let me finish.
stated that
Let me
there is a
finish.
violation?
Let me finish,
Okay.
okay?
But I think she's speaking to a specific issue.
then,
No,
Okay.
I'm hearing, so if you have the first, in your example, the first person is going and saying this person's a violation, the township's like, maybe not, right? And then this complainer says, can go ahead and go to the court or whatever and say.
They have
whatever.
to say to the township, basically, I don't agree with you, there's a violation here, and not only that, here's a draft of a complaint I'm gonna file. If you don't prosecute this violation within 30 days.
Yes, that's a different
Then that
example.
person gets the right individually
Mhm,
to prosecute the zoning ordinance violation.
right. But the example I'm giving is that the township has acknowledged that there's a zoning violation. And they've sent out several notices apparently, and there is still no action.
There's two different
Okay.
kinds of notices. There's the one that Dana referred to, which is the township's policy. They send out a nice letter,
Okay,
basically, before making it all official and saying, can we work this out? And if that doesn't work, then the township would send out a formal letter, which is specified under the code, which basically says, the MPC, which basically says it's a notice of violation, has to have certain information in it, and basically says, unless you fix this within 30 days and or appeal to the township zoning hearing board within 30 days, you will be deemed to be in violation of this. We can then go to district justice and actually get fines up to $1,000 a day. Never happens, but the statute allows for that. At that point, you could actually take it to court and start prosecuting it that way.
so.
Although
question.
I will
Quick
say,
question. Would this person, be able to just request a meeting with Lisa and just get on the same page?
Sure,
And
Certainly.
absolutely.
I mean, that seems like the easy solution rather than going down this rabbit hole.
No, you're asking
I
what
don't-
the process is,
I'm
Craig's
asking,
telling you what the
I'm
process
asking to make
is.
sure that the township has a process,
Hmm.
what those deadlines are, and ask for the commitment to follow them.
It's the
I
same.
think
The
the
township
other
is-
thing though to say is that it is difficult
It's
sometimes
an NPC process. It's
to-
really not a township
So
process.
that means
Right,
municipal
but-
planning
Let Dana
code.
finish.
but it's also
municipal-
difficult sometimes to go in front of the judge. I mean, we know it. We've seen it. So now the person who complains, they have to show up. They have to be a witness. They have to, they have to agree that they're going to be a witness.
Complainer.
Sometimes they don't. I don't know particularly what you're talking about, honestly. You asked procedure. I'm just telling you
But my
procedure.
question is, isn't that the zoning officer, if your department has defined or has specified that there is a zoning violation, and at that point, doesn't the complainer, at that point, the township kind of is in ownership of the complaint at that point, because
Yes.
they know it's a
Correct.
violation.
That's
So
what
it
Craig
seems like
said.
a zoning violation,
That's
the,
correct.
the complainant would not have to go to court. You have now
Well,
identified.
Uh,
there's-
but
No, what
hold on.
Dan is saying
Practically,
to you
hold on.
is
Doesn't have to be
practically
with-
that if I'm
speaking,
prosecuting this,
yes,
okay, I need a witness or I can't prosecute it. So
right.
the
It will
person
get
that
thrown out of
complains-
court.
And Dana's 100% right. I can't tell you how many times this has happened. The person that complains, we call up and say, okay, we got a court hearing date, this and this. Oh, I don't want to testify. No, I don't want to be involved.
Okay.
Well, we can't prove our case.
So the letter and the original complaint is not enough. They have to come and testify.
You need a witness.
They need a
Yes.
witness. Okay.
Can I get a witness?
Yeah. So sometimes, and again, I don't know any of the specifics of what you're talking, but sometimes we try to have, if we can work it out, if someone's working towards it, even if they're working much slower than they should be, if they're that, we do try to work it out, because it's a heck of a lot harder once you're in front of the DJ and you're trying to plead your case. That it's a zoning violation. They have all these. It's gonna.
And people get desensitized the longer it goes on.
Correct.
Yeah. So no.
But we've also had things thrown out at the DJ, and we've had people not show up to hearings that were complainers. So it's not that we won't follow through or anything. I'm just saying, if you're asking procedurally, that's why we try to make it amicable. We try to have the people.
I think that's the personality of the community as well.
Right.
To not have things escalate, but you can mitigate that escalation by following the procedures, which I'm here, procedures and timelines, etc.
Well,
feedback.
Let me just
When
add
that
one
happens.
more thing for you.
Time-
Okay? If you
timelines
go
are
down,
fluid.
as Mike just said, that rabbit hole,
Mhm.
okay? You can be in court for literally years before someone tells that violator, you gotta fix this.
Right. I guess what I'm trying to say is, how do we avoid by following the procedures, in which case you do, you don't wind up going down that rabbit hole because you nip it earlier. So
Only if, as Dana says, someone cooperates.
Only if they're
Yeah.
only if they're cooperative. Otherwise, it
Okay.
goes on forever. It
Okay,
can't go
got
on.
it.
We've had cases that have gone on forever and ever
And we have cases that we've brought and we've lost.
at district court. Yeah,
Yes, the famous
And
chicken case.
the chicken case. That's Maggie's neighbor.
we've had a chicken case and we've had a hoarder case.
Yeah.
That we've lost both of them.
yeah, these aren't that kind of case. So okay.
I'm just saying,
No, no,
it
okay,
does
good.
happen. So
Okay. Thank you.
So the first part of the process is to try to work it out with the person who's doing something that's not right. That's that's the nice letter. So yes, we're not just jumping down a rabbit hole, we're trying to work it out. And make people feel comfortable to work it out. So, okay, anybody else? Okay. Attention, all Buckingham residents, for the upcoming 2026 events. The first thing is the Easter egg hunt on Saturday, March 28th, this coming Saturday, at Hollycomb Park at 10 a.m. And I think the bunny is going to be there. I was looking for Mary Jane's email. The bunny is going to be there, I think, at 9:30. Bring your basket and hope for a nice warm morning because last year it was cold and blustery. Blood drives at the township, April 16th, June 23rd, August 20th, 2 to 7 p.m. at night. Go on the Red Cross website to sign up. Cleanup weekend, April 18th and 19th, Saturday and Sunday, 8 a.m. to 4 at the Public Works building on Upper Mountain Road. And just remember, you can shred from 9 to noon on Saturday, and then that's it for shredding. Let's see. Arbor Day celebration, the Township building here, April 24th, 6:30 p.m. Come and see the unveiling of the bricks, and more of details of that are going to follow. Summer's coming, mark your calendars. First,
Can we, but you gotta do the tree one too. Yeah, sir.
the love of trees.
Yeah,
That's next.
Yeah.
Concerts. Concerts start June 18th, 7 p.m. Hansel Park. 10 concerts in total. The day in the park, better known as Hot Dog Day, Thursday, June 25th, Hollycomb Park, 11 to 2 p.m. For the love of trees, April 10th at 7 o'clock here, 7 to 8:30. It's another program put on by the Environmental Advisory Commission. Learn how to care for your trees. And it's really important because there's so many tree illnesses going that we don't even know that that's the problem. So it's going to be really wonderful. We have 2 wonderful speakers scheduled for that. Let's see, cleanup weekend. I think we did it all. Okay. I would just like to say a sad note. Ann Sutphin passed away. She was quite a wonderful community supporter. She was on the planning commission from 1998 to 2011. She had been suffering, and I just got word today that Anne passed away. So thinking of her and her family.
And I just want to take a moment to recognize the passing of someone who meant a lot to our community. Brian Rossica, after a 5-year battle with ALS, lost his life. He spent 26 years at Buckingham Elementary as a teacher and a guidance counselor. I know Craig had just mentioned that his daughter Searle had Brian as a first grade teacher. Glenn Schlaffel, who used to be the head of the president of the school board, lived in the same neighborhood with Brian, and I know they were close friends. He's going to be missed a lot. My wife and I had the pleasure of knowing Brian through our son Joshua, and like so many others, we experienced his kindness and caring. He touched countless lives, and he's deeply going to be missed. Our thoughts are with his wife and his 3 children, and that's it. Glenn, do you want to say anything?
No, you summed it up well. An amazing guy. He was a coach and a mentor, and touched so many lives of the kids that he worked with, both at Central Bucks as well as coaching. He did an amazing job, and hope he's sorely missed. He was a real asset to and a real real gem for our community. Yeah.
Sad. So that's it.
Okay, one last announcement, by the way. This administrative offices here will be closed Friday, April 3rd in observance of Good Friday. Didn't add that. So
Just real quick, regarding the Easter egg hunt, I just want to make sure that we thank MJ for all of her hard work and special and stuff and all those eggs. So yeah, show up with your Easter basket and a big thank you to her.
And MJ's working on her birthday.
Yeah.
Which is Saturday. Yeah.
Okay, number 3. I move that we approve payroll dated February 26th, 2020, February 26th and March 12th, 2026, and the bill list for the meeting of March 25th, 2026.
Second.
Questions, comments? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Number 4, I move that we approve draft supervisor minutes of the February 25th work session and the February 25th, 2026 regular business meeting.
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I move that we accept various departmental minutes and advisory board minutes, those being the Building and Zoning Monthly Statistics from February, Historic Commission, February 19th, Planning Commission, February 4th, and the Safety Commission from the month of February, all of those meetings being in 2026.
Second.
Questions, comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I move that we approve resolution 2682, a resolution of the Board of Supervisors setting the Board of Supervisors meeting dates. That being the fourth Wednesday of each month, designated as their business meeting, commencing with 5:30 p.m. work session and 7 p.m. opening call to order.
Second.
Questions, comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I move that we approve resolution 2683, a resolution of the Board of Supervisors replacing resolution 2679, establishing a fee schedule of subdivision and land development zoning, building, and other fees.
Second.
I'll make a comment and then I'll ask Dana to comment. The reason this resolution is replacing the one before it is because there's been an addition of a fee regarding wastewater, and it's quite complicated, but
Yes,
yeah, you're looking for it.
I was trying to pull it up. It's not a new fee. It's just we explained it a little bit more. And then we changed the calculation a little bit to be in keeping what we should do. And what this is for industrial and commercial customers. It's really for BODs, for oil and grease and all those additional things. So they actually, I don't think anyone wants the details much, but they have certain tests that they have to do. And then if there's too much oil that goes into the wastewater, there's certain things that they have to do. So it's like a waste surcharge for restaurants and extra things that we have to come out. So we had it really simplified before, and we took a while, the engineer looking through and doing that and really put in the definitions into it. We used to just have the formula, but now we explain it very clearly. So you know exactly what it is, that, you know, it's the charge for the biochemical oxygen demand and that kind of thing. So it's not something that most normal folks will ever need to know about, but it is for, you know, industrial and commercial properties. We have a lot of stuff we put on there.
Okay.
A lot of explanation.
All in favor?
Aye.
A lot of
Aye.
explanation.
Number 8,
Yes.
I move that we accept the offer of an extension from Wycombe Vineyards to April 8th, 2027. Township file SA 2024-03.
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
I move that we approve an extension agreement between Buckingham Township and Comcast of Southeast Pennsylvania LLC, extending the franchise to December 31st, 2031.
Second.
Yeah, we
Okay.
just
You wanna
skip that,
explain
right?
Yeah.
quick what that is?
Data would probably be better.
Okay.
They actually, were trying to make a bunch of changes to the,
Franchise agreement that favored them. We kept balking at it. So we were going back and forth for a very long time. And then they finally said, well, why don't we just renew as is with the language we liked and we've had for years, and then we'll revisit it when the consortium and everyone else is renegotiating. So we said, sure,
Yep.
why not?
Okay.
Those are the terms we liked, so I think it's a
Yeah,
win-win.
It's not changing anything. Everything's basically.
Everything's staying the
Yeah.
same.
Yeah,
So
and they dragged on forever till they got to this point, so. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye,
Oh, aye.
okay.
you have and then back to number 9, McKernan.
You have to,
I'm
yeah, use
sorry.
the paper ones. I think the packet one may not have everything.
McKernan,
Yeah,
Yeah, give her the
go to
paper
the
copy.
paper one, Maggie. Number 9.
oh,
Is this New Hope Road in 413?
Yes.
Yeah, it's almost done. It's just
Okay.
we it's before your
2000
April meeting,
Right,
so we have
right,
to do
it's
it.
2007. Okay.
Yeah.
I just assumed he was all done. Okay. That's
I
fine.
move that
Almost,
we agree to the
almost.
developer's request for extension to April 10th, 2027 from the residential development contract covering the McKernan development, Township File SA 2007, that tells you when it started, -01.
Okay, and Dan, he only did one lot.
Correct.
Correct.
So we
And
have
then-
processed a
Yeah.
request for dedication that came in beginning of the month. So we were
Okay.
short on our window. So we weren't able to get the dedication resolution together for you for tonight's meeting.
Okay.
We're recommending
That's
release of the majority of the funds down to the maintenance bond amount. And if you recall, we had talked about not requiring him to do the maintenance bond
Correct.
because he's been sitting around trying to sell the 2 other houses.
So is he still own the other lots?
He
or
owns,
Yeah.
he bought the other
McCarn-
two from
McKernan
from
owns
William.
everything.
So he bought out Worthington then?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So there.
And I
okay.
think that has been a relatively recent, in the last 2 or 3 years,
right.
he
Okay.
settled up with
Okay,
Chance.
good.
And so he's been working to get his NOT closed out. He got that done late in the fall last year. As I said, he's got a dedication request in. We've got a punch list, but we're recommending that you accept it. And
Okay,
then, as I
good.
said, we'll have a resolution next month.
Oh, that, okay. Sorry, man.
No, I'm glad. I'm always using the electronic agenda. Okay, so am I back at number 10, manager's items? On the
No. We
Uh,
did,
agenda?
we did
Now
paper.
jump back
Paper.
to 11.
paper.
Paper.
No, we
I'm
did
sorry,
that.
I'm just
Did we-
on
Escrow
paper.
releases.
Escrow
We voted on
releases.
McKernan?
We
just did
Oh,
that.
okay, that was
All
that,
in
yes.
favor of
Yes.
McKernan?
Aye.
Aye,
Aye.
okay. All right, escrow
Escrow
releases.
Yes, that's right.
I move that we approve escrow release to Kelly Thomas and Kelly Ann Malone, Township map parcel 6-18-127. It's 4899 Mountaintop Road West. Release number 2, it's the final release for $19,347.88.
Second.
And this is a stormwater project up on Mountaintop Road West. They've completed the work. They've got the as-built in. I think the only thing I would suggest is you condition it upon receipt of any outstanding invoices, because I'm not sure if they have some. So
Sure. I don't
Isn't
think
it
they do, but
87
it would be good to.
70, no, it's 88
88.
cents.
It's
Yeah.
not 80, shouldn't be
No,
87 cents.
I got one in the
Dan
30
rounded
years
up.
that I got rounded to
Yeah, he
zeros.
rounded
So I'm back to my pennies.
Okay,
Okay.
all in favor?
Aye.
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 And speaking of McKernan,
Mhm.
I move that we approve the request for release number 4 for $181,669.05 for the McKernan Development SA 2007-01.
Second.
Oh, she doesn't have.
Questions, comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay,
One more question about this. For the other 2 lots, he put in that like conspan
Bridge.
bridge culvert. So does that go to the other 2 lots also?
So there's a
Or is it one call
declaration
for 413?
of
Yes.
covenant agreements that cover all the maintenance
Okay,
and
okay,
everything.
good.
So yes.
Yeah,
we'll
okay,
make
But
sure of that.
we all talked about this, Dan and I this morning, and we're gonna make sure that we record something so that the people that may buy the additional 2 lots will realize they still have a little bit of work to do before they.
Well, they'll also be part of the maintenance of it
They
also.
will.
Right.
Yeah.
And those documents have
Split
all
3
been
ways,
recorded
yeah.
originally. I think the biggest part of the escrow that you just released was landscaping that never got put in because they didn't build on those lots.
Right,
So we
right.
have a lot of landscaping buffers as
It's
well
still
as.
it's still totally overgrown.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
And they haven't done it.
never-
I mean, those other two lots haven't been touched at all.
Right.
So
He never cleared anything over there. Okay, that's fine.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
I think we did it. Okay.
Yeah, we did it.
Okay, so
Okay.
so we just have 5 managers items.
Managers items. I move that we accept the roadmaster's recommendations for the highway materials joint bid award through the Bucks County Consortium.
Second.
Okay, and that would be for
Mm-hmm.
stone ballast from Plumstead Material, R4 Stone Plumstead Material, rap mixed stone, no bids, and then some other stuff from Eureka Stone Quarry.
It's all part of
And
the
it all
consortium.
totals $42,195.
Second.
I have
Okay,
question.
yeah,
I assume this is just the first part of this, and then when do we get the actual, I know we had talked about the roads that they're gonna be planning on doing, previously. Do we end up having to approve the roads that they're doing? I'm just curious procedurally how that goes.
Thank you. Well, the roads, so the first part is just for stone that we use for our own repairs and everything like that. So that was that
Got
part. Then the next one is the recommendation to go with the lowest bidder for the road improvement project, which we literally like just opened. That's why you don't have
So this
all the
is
info
not in
on that.
relation to the road, this doesn't correlate to the road improvement.
Not that
Yes.
first line that you just talked about, the asphalt paving and that kind of thing. That is for our own work that we do.
Understood, thank you. I
And it's
appreciate clarifying that.
Sure.
and it's just for for materials.
Right.
Right,
For our own use. Now the next thing on your agenda is now for the
right,
roads that
correct.
that recommendation.
Okay, so I'm gonna call the vote on the recommendation for the joint bid award. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Now I move that we accept the roadmaster's recommendations for the 2026 road improvement project bid award. And they just are getting those bids.
So I can tell you that the lowest bid we had, sorry, let me make sure I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bids this time. So a nice amount of bids came in. Our lowest bid was Harris Blacktopping of Washington Crossing, PA. And their lowest total bid and the amount was $655,700.50. And to your question, Mike, the following are the roads included in the scope of work, and this is the ones that I mentioned at the other meeting when we asked to go out to bid for this, and that was
Right.
Old Easton. Just as a reminder, this is Old Easton Road, Research Way to Landisville Road, My Lady's Lane, My Lord's Lane, Sir Andrew Circle, Jester Lane, Deep Creek Way, Overlook Circle, French Drive, and Normandy Court.
So, all in
Does
favor?
that include the one road, I don't remember the name of the road.
I
Was
think-
it Normandy?
I think that
Is
was Normandy Court.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yes, it does. Yeah, I think that was Normandy Court, if I
Yeah,
remember.
yeah.
It's Normandy
So
Court.
It's in
Normandy-
Hunter's Glen.
It's
next
that
to French
one little
Drive.
thing.
So like
Normandy
the other,
Court is off of Burton House Hill.
It's Burn
And
House Hill. French
202.
Drive comes in and
Yeah.
does the
Yeah.
big, like number 6.
Yeah.
The
But
Normandy is the piece that makes it an 8. Like it's just the road looks
No.
like a 6.
no,
and-
that's not what I'm
There's-
talking about. On
they were
Mechanicsville, there were
Choose
two
Hemlock.
Oh, they're not
different
in that
ones.
list. That's
Sorry, I
The
looked
one
back at
with,
the email, it's for
what's it-
Hemlock Circle.
Yeah,
Hemlock
no,
Circle.
I'm
Yeah.
looking. That
and Gale. Gale's across from Fenton's.
yeah.
That was on there as well. They might have been your alt bids.
they were put in the alt 1 bid, but he was supposed to do that. They did not give that on that.
You could approve these and then look at the alts next month.
Why is there a concern
Yeah.
with the road not being done in time?
Yeah, no, because you did authorize the alternative roads, like to be included. He had already drummed it up with the alternate, but I don't know why it doesn't have the alternate in here. I'm glad at least he told me what the roads were. Kristen, I mean, you could approve the base bid, and we could approve the alternates next month. We could
Yeah, let's just do
table the
that.
whole thing.
I would
we
urge that we
could.
table it.
Yeah.
Those are your two options.
Yeah, I have no, the
Really?
ones listed, I have no problem with voting on those tonight.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
my
know,
And
but
then the
I just want to
alternate.
make sure that we don't forget to come back and do the other ones. So if we table it, we're forced to vote on it when they come back with the other ones.
No, because Eric will know tomorrow.
Yeah, the bid packages typically have an expiration that the board needs to, either.
I know. I
award or
don't know
not.
what he put in
And I
there.
don't know. I don't have the bid specs in front of me, so
So
you could be out of
we-
time by next month. So
Yeah,
you might want to do the base bid now.
Yes.
Let's do the
And
base.
reopen
let's
it.
vote on the base bid. Dana is not gonna forget to put this on next month. And if she forgets, you'll remind her, I'll remind her. So, I made
I
the
won't
motion.
forget.
Did I get a second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor of approving the base bid?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Alright,
Okay.
and just with that caveat that we come back next month.
Yep. For
Yep.
the alternates. Yep.
Absolutely, you're right. Okay, I move that we approve the request submitted by Keith Fenimore on behalf of Kin Wellness and Support to waive the $75 temporary sign permit set by resolution 2679 to advertise the Be Kind 5K to be held on April 11th, 2026 at Hollycomb Park.
Second.
Questions, comments? Always good. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Uh,
I move that we approve the purchase order to Omega River Farm Service LLC in the amount of $28,000 for tree removal at the Ridings wastewater spray site. And, okay,
Second.
questions or comments? Tree thing, it's just,
Well, because it's for drip irrigate, drip
yep.
wastewater. I
Yep.
gave you a second. Any questions or comments?
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. I move that we approve the purchase order to, again, Omega River Farm Service LLC in the amount of $24,000 for tree removal at the Fieldstone wastewater spray site.
Second, and I just want to say that we have to remember that all these go to or charged to people that are paying
Customers.
for
Wastewater.
wastewater.
Yeah.
And so it's not coming out of general fund, it's coming out of wastewater fund.
It is
So you
not.
got a second?
You got a second? Questions or comments? John made a comment. All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, I move that we close the, whatever today is, 25th. The March 25th, Township Board of Supervisors business meeting.
And I just want to note that I have some executive session on personnel and land preservation.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Second?
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
I'm not
Aye.
asking for any questions. Aye.
And we are going to go into an executive session. Everyone have a great night. Thanks for coming out to the meeting. And
Do we have any work session stuff to finish up from earlier, like discussing the Parks and Rec stuff?
no, we can do that.
Before
We
we go
can,
into exec session?
no, we can do. I mean, we can do that.
We should.
Do that now.
Yeah, we should.
Well, people